All right, today's the day that I got my battery back for try. Yay! So right now I'm gonna show you what I've currently got. So this is my custom Ultra. I've been working on it for probably 2.5 years now. Replaced the motor with the 32K Socian. Replaced the controller with the TC1000, the latest version, because the other one sort of fried when I put in the original Chai battery. That was not supposed to happen. So fortunately they replaced it, and it does not have whatever problem that was anymore. So I do love the software and the torp, and it's allowed this bike to do 90 miles an hour on a stock battery. Now we're gonna change the battery. But before we do, I wanna show you what it can do. I'm on the stand, so check this out. Sport mode. Woo! Can't even hold on to it. That's right, that's 90. I could barely keep it on the stand. It almost crashed through the wall of my garage. That's how fast it is. However, it is not quick. It is fast because I geared it with a 40-tooth rear gear. So the 40-tooth made the difference. I could have increased the size, let's say, of the main, but it's not quite as easy as it is on say, this Varg over here, right? So the Varg has a direct drive. This has indirect drive. So you've got a shaft that runs from your, basically what's considered direct drive, over to your secondary drive. I also had to convert this because it originally is a belt, just like Baby Run over here has a belt. Not that you can see it. And boy, is that hot right now. Just from that test. The chain itself is hot. So definitely need to lube that up a little bit before we take this bad girl out again. But I had to move to a chain because it would just slip. I mean, there's just so much torque in these things. It just rips and shreds belts, depending on your usage. I mean, with a little guy like this, yeah, it's high torque, but it's not that high torque. I mean, it's just not enough in that machine. This, on the other hand, yeah, you really need to convert to a chain drive. The other thing I have not done is suspension upgrade. And as everybody, I think, seems to know, that it's very light. I've tightened it down, and things like that. And I maxed this thing out on the front, and it's okay. But really, if I want to put in some good money, that might be where it's going to be after the TM50 torque motor. Next. I also added this. This is a little tensioner for the front end. Now, you go, what is that for? It's cool looking. I had to customize it and see this. I had to drill this out, make this work, because the last one just snapped. It was like a Y, and one of the arms just... now, to be fair, I had it in dirt mode, and I shouldn't have and left that on there. I should have taken that off. This is for street only. But what this does, let's say when you are cruising down the highway, and you're like, hey, I'm just going to take both my hands off the wheel. No big deal. But let's say you're coming up to a stoplight, and you go, I'm going to take both hands off. Woo. This keeps you... It's stable, so you don't have that wiggly front end. You're not like trying to balance it with your legs. I'm dancing. And so it makes the bike much, much, much more stable. And this is tunable too. So the stiffness, basically, of your turning. See how stiff that is? I like that. When I convert them to a street bike, I want this to be stiffer because you're not turning. You should only be using this when you're in a garage or something like I am now. And you're moving around very short distance and maybe not even on it. Other than that, you're leaning. You don't need that. And you want to keep it a little bit tighter in those situations. So here's the bad boy that we're going to take and put in a new Chai 8081 battery. This Apex battery that I just got back from the company after almost killing myself in the last one. Totally different video. But it's been a couple of months now, at least. So I'm stoked to try this again. Clearly, I'm going to double check everything. But as it stands right now, everything's working. With the torque controller, there's no confusion. There's no rush. We should just be able to simply replace the wiring harness that goes to the torque that we need for the custom new battery. I've already done the other modifications for the Chai battery, such as raising it just a little bit. Still works with the old battery with the little foam pad in there. And so really this just comes down to wiring it correctly this time and not trying to kill myself. So we're going to do that next.